Hello everyone and welcome to the joinDOTA League Season 2 America Region Division 1. This is going to be a best of two-game series, whatever you want to call it, between Maruchan and CNB Esports Club, the Brazilians coming in as well. So my name is Roxas, and once again joining me with this cast is Sukaza. How you doing, buddy?
Hey Roxas, doing great, man. Glad to do this again with you.
I know, man, it's only been like 20 minutes. I missed you so much.
Very much. And I've missed Maruchan.
Yeah, they did get kind of stomped in those last couple of games, but CNB, they just came off of getting 2-0'd by Revenge, so two matches in which both of them were underdogs, and kind of came
a
out with
clean slate here. A clean slate for both teams. I think, let's see if maybe they can get their right foot forward.
Yeah,
Play
absolutely.
their best out they can.
So we'll see what's going ahead. Looks like Radiant will get first pick here, so CNB probably going to, pot him. Like, everyone freaking just picks pot him. But we'll see if they decide to go with that. They do leave Lycan on the field. I don't really think that Lycan's really that big of a deal, to be totally honest. What do you actually think about Lycan in this patch, even if he's on Dire side? I haven't really seen him do well.
Well, and let's see what he does on the Radiant side.
He's going to be even worse, but go on. What do you think about him?
So he's a menace if you give him the room to push your towers, push your lanes. I do like the Howl a lot. It does give your team an early game fighting potential, but like you said, if it needs to get the game needs to develop around a good team that gives Lycan the space to push the towers. If the other team checks him at every move, he's not going to have a lot of space, and he's going to fall flat as the game goes later against, of course, a better late game carry on the other team.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lycan, he needs a few items. Like, yeah, he's got this weird bell curve where he's like really good at level 1 and like level 3 with Howl and Wolves and things like that. But once like some core items get up, people get boots and get their ultimates and things like that.
Hit their stride, yeah.
Yeah. He needs to farm at least, I like to say, about 1.5 to 2 items, and I would count Medallion as a half item or something. You need like Vlad's BKB or Medallion Necro, something like that, but he really needs that before he really becomes a threat. But Maruchan, they're going to respond with 2 of the most popular heroes in this patch so far. They're going to get the Bottom of the Moon and the Wraith King himself.
Yeah, so, and those 2 flexible heroes either can go as the core farmer or can go as a support.
Yeah, and the laning is really good. We saw, like, in the TI4 qualifiers that Team Liquid just, every game, they just ran an aggressive tri-lane with Wraith King, Coddle, and Bottom. And they just won all the time.
They did. They just got away with it. And
yeah, and Coddle going to be denied now. So they're worried about that. People have been watching the NA qualifiers, obviously NA region, so the meta kind of
it's a natural combination if you think about it. Coddle's going to keep Wraith King's mana up, so he goes into the fight with a stun, and he immediately gets his mana replenished, so no risk of losing his mana for the ult.
Right, absolutely. And the cool thing about it is, like, Coddle is just as good with mana-intensive heroes as he is against them, just because Mana Leak is so powerful against Wraith King. Like, you get Mana Leaked, and, well, now you can't walk around, or else you just lose your ultimate, which is a big part of your teamfight utility.
Good point, I just realized that. He is going to have that. Wraith King's going to have to watch out.
Yep. So they actually go ahead and ban out the Naga Siren. That's 10
seconds to pick.
That's pretty greedy of them, but with the Coddle, I think they'd be able to get away with it. Plus, it's a melee, illusion-based Diffusal Blade building hero, which is really, really hard to play against Wraith King. And we'll see the Nyx Assassin and Shadow Demon banned out. So Bane is on board if they want to pick that up with the Bottom right now, and they're gonna Maruchan. They're gonna ban out the split push and double Necros with the Nature's Prophet as well. That would be a huge pain in the dick to deal with. And what do you anticipate with this third pick?
Let's see. I guess they don't have to show their hand yet. Pick a mid hero. I don't think.
I think you kind of want to counter pick the mid hero though, if you can.
That is true.
Like, you could pick a strong offlaner. I think Clockwork is still really good here, just because you're going to go Blade Mail really early. The big part of what Lycan can do early on is use Shapeshift to get away. Clockwork kind of nullifies that. Or you could go Timbersaw if you really want to, even though there's only 1 strength hero on the board. And then the other thing about Clockwork, too, is since he gets a Blade Mail super early, Coddle, he's going to throw an Illuminate in a fight, and then he's going to take a crap load of damage because he's going to hit you with an Illuminate and you have Blade Mail. And Coddle's not going to build a BKB. And he has no escape mechanism. He's actually a very sad old man against most heroes that just have one stun and just can kill him. So
Good call. I mean, and it would be wise to pick up out of the many heroes in the pool that do really well off lane. They're all out there. Centaur's out there. Clockwork, like you said, is out there.
really the only one that I see consistently banned is Bat. And I mean, Bat is never... I think I've gone on this rant before, but...
There he is. You called it, man.
Yeah, thanks. So the thing about Bat that, like, you would have to literally remove him from the game to nerf him, because there are only two heroes in the game. It's him and Pudge that have teamfight initiation by bringing the enemy to their team instead of vice versa.
Right.
And Batrider can do it with Magic Immunity, usually, because he could farm really quickly with Firefly. And he's an int hero, so he's naturally going to have the spells that do everything. And just with a Blink and a Force Staff and level 11, anyone's dead. Any team fight's great. You start any fight 4v5.
Yeah. I was trying to think of another support that can do that, and the only one that comes to mind is a VS, and that's kind of a pseudo swap. I mean, a pseudo ability to bring the hero or the enemy to your team. But then again, she's just not.
But you don't want to put Vengeful Spirit in a core role. Is the thing.
Right. Exactly. And she wouldn't do much on the off lane. She'd get destroyed.
Well, now speaking about heroes that aren't in the game, Sand King going to be picked up here, so he's going to have endless mana, good team fight as well that they were lacking, and some good lockdown that they're going to need. Also, against a Clockwork, he can just Burrow Strike out of the cogs, as long as he doesn't get repeatedly battery assaulted, so
that's right.
That's nice for him, and they do finally go ahead and secure the Bane, which I was going to say was pretty smart, because not only does it pair well with Potom in the lane, it's a lockdown that goes through BKB, which Lycan's going to build. So
I got to wonder why CNB did ban the Nyx over the Bane. What do you think was the reasoning behind that?
Nyx is a huge, huge pain in the ass to coddle. And Lycan, Sand King, like, these are all heroes that want to have their space to farm, and Nyx is not going to allow that, because he's capable of bursting them all down. So they're going to go ahead and pick up the Templar Assassin. So going to be that second carry. You don't really want Lycan as your soul carrier.
Right, the core.
Right.
The only core.
Yeah, soul core. I don't know why I was saying carrier. Carrier has arrived. But anyway, they're going to pick up the Templar Assassin, who's going to do well against most mids that are going to be up there, besides maybe Viper, which is still in the pool. I expect that to be that last ban. But TA is going to be able to make space for Lycan early on while he's having to farm, as long as she doesn't go for the Midas build. But still, the late game is very good, not to mention she can build a Diffusal Blade to really counter that Wraith King. And, well,
Side Hunter.
It also means that Bane can't Fiend's Grip both him and both Lycan and Lanaya, so.
Right.
I would be really surprised if Viper wasn't banned.
I mean, yeah, it's, I guess, the mid's all they have left, and that would be a very decent mid against Templar.
It also works incredibly well with Clockwork. They banned Darkseer instead, so they're thinking this is a Clockwork mid, but...
So, I haven't seen a lot of DS mid lately, but I saw one team play it, and it worked out really well for them. I'm trying to remember what team
I remember when I played TA mid against your Darkseer, and I just kicked your dick in.
Yeah, see, I don't remember that.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah, what's that? What are you talking about?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, we'll have to try that again. Let's jog our memory, and maybe it'll go different this time.
Oh yeah, so I'll first blood you like 30 seconds earlier.
Wow. Much confidence. Very wow.
Anyway, Storm Spirit going to be picked up. Usually it's not as commonly seen with a Clockwork because you have two jump-in initiators. However, it kind of works both ways, because if one of those initiations fail, you have a backup. And plus, if someone's stuck in cogs, well, you know, that's also a good setup for Storm as well. These heroes work quite well together. They're both strong laners, and it seems like they have skill powers that overlap, but in practical application, they really seem to complement each other. But
I agree. A puck?
Alright, going for an offlane puck. I was going to start contemplating offlaners, and interestingly enough, I feel like offlaners just has like the narrowest pool of any, which is funny because in this patch, offlaners are like really, really viable. Like, there are a lot of very viable offlaners, but...
Yeah, I mean, and Puck isn't the tankiest, so I'm going to be worried about him.
The silence is good, but as soon as the Orchid comes, it's pretty hard. You have to build Yules this game if you're Puck, and Lincoln's pretty much.
Right. I mean, I guess a Centaur could survive. You think the Bane Marauder
Centaur was
combination.
banned, I believe.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying in general. Like I'm worried about this puck in the off lane. Given if he does go up against the Mirana Bane combination.
Yeah, but I expect them to be going aggressive. Speaking of that team, Maruchan, they were 2-0 in the last series. Let's see what they're going to be able to do this time. We're going to have Weiss playing on the offlane, Clockwork, Stilo playing on the support Wraith King. Or actually, no, this is a carry Wraith King. This is support Mirana, unless they're going to be playing some mind games here.
Okay.
No, this is definitely... Alright, they're going to be swapping here, because Sweet MC is currently on Bane, and he's not a support. But we have a pause, so we're going to wait to introduce...
I guess we can take this time to introduce the heroes.
Well, I don't like to introduce them during a pause, because the big game is pause thing is in the way.
Okay.
So, alright, anyway, and Zuni, currently on the bottom of the moon, DDX, as well known as the Sandin, going to be on the Storm Spirit, and Sweet MC, going to be playing on your Bane Elemental.
Alright. On CNB, we've got the Sand King being played by... Is it Ned? Ned HyperX. Okay, Ned. And then you've got Lycan being played by Tavo. The Puck being played by King RD. The Templar. Oh, engagement bottom.
Yep, engagement there as well. Nightmare into Arrow. Easy first blood. Illuminate was leveled up, but...
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Really powerful level 1 team fight. So, they get the first blood.
Yeah. I mean, do you think they should have seen that coming? Do you think it was just a...
I mean...
I didn't see how
the
they got
thing with
caught
Sand
on.
King was like right in... I can't really draw on the map, but he was like in this area. You can see it on the minimap, but you can't see it on the terrain. And
Right.
it's just really hard to see that vision coming in, especially because the range on Nightmare... Or actually, it was actually just a Wraithfire Blast. They didn't actually get a Nightmare, but the range on that is actually pretty good.
Yeah. I like this, though, by Maruchan. I think these games we're going to see a more aggressive Maruchan. They're going to want to take the game to their opponent and not just kind of sit back and be complacent.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Okay, so...
King RD had his pizza delivered. He has it now. Ready to play some Doters. We also need to introduce the Coddle as the last person we've not
Yes,
introduced.
and I think the Templar. So the last two, Templar being played by 4DR. Unpause/unpause, okay. And then we have the Coddle being played by Baga.
Yep.
Baga.
So it looks like it's just going to be... Well, it looks like they're not going to swap. Is this just support Mirana? She does... I mean, it's purchase wards, so it looks like it's support Bane Mirana just roaming. And they're going to have a farming Wraith King. We don't really see farming Wraith King too much. What are your opinions on him?
You know, it's a hit or miss. Sometimes, I mean, if he has the space to farm, he can get really scary mid to late game. But if he is pressured, he does seem to fall apart. No pun intended.
Wow. I mean, I just think that heroes, like, if your carry really depends on their ultimate, like, it's kind of flawed in its own design, because a carry should just scale with physical damage and survivability with items. So that's why heroes such as, like, Juggernaut are not really picked as often. Well, 40R, well, they're both trying to gank mid lane here, but one of them has a DD. There's going to be a Nightmare as well. Arrow to fly. No, Burrow Strike going to be interrupting it. Is he going to catch the arrow? Oh, the creep catches it. Good creep. CS secured. Mirana has 2 last hits. So.
Very well played.
And the bottom lane, we didn't really talk about this, but it's going to be just Baga as well as Tavo with the Lycan and the Coddle with the offlane Clock. Do a little bit of cog blocking. And then offlane Puck just going to be against Stylo. Pretty much solo, as it looks like Bane Mirana will just be roaming, but they might stay around, and when they do stay around, it's pretty tough to be a Puck, because the burst damage and the stuns is a lot. You only have 530 HP.
And watch out, Puck. Gotta be careful.
Let's see, he doesn't have a ward here.
Wow.
Oh, Howl is used. Puck. Puck. Okay, immediately phase shifts. Gonna jaunt out. He'll be totally fine.
That was very timely for that Puck to walk through that little... between those trees there. Had that Bane seen him, it would have been over.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Why not both?
I mean, it's always... Well, the thing is, it's always good to be both, you know? But sometimes it's better to be one than the other. Not that you would expect it.
Just completely lucky.
Don't worry about it.
So, Maruchan's got to be really happy with their lane setups right now. Clockwork's going to get a lot out of off lane. And the Puck on the other side is going to have a really hard time against their safe lane, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because Coddle, he's just going to be wanting to pretty much stack and farm these camps as well as the Sand King. So he's going to be... And the other thing is he's against a melee hero that doesn't really have any lockdown. And Clockwork just... You can feel it even when you're playing too. Just you play some offlaners and you play Clockwork and you're like, man, I can get so much out of this offlane just because cogs are so powerful. I can almost always be in experience range and know that I can't be killed as long as I just have 50 mana, right?
Yeah, and the fact that this Lycan, the fact that Lycan's melee, I mean...
Yeah, 1v1 melee against a Clock is really good. The only, I think, 1v1 matchups that Clock really struggles with are like Timbersaw and Anti-Mage are the ones that really come to mind. For melee heroes, at least.
Right.
Otherwise, Clock is really a bit of a beast in those circumstances. In the mid lane, Storm edging out Lanaya a little bit, as to be expected. He's going to have a better harassment with the Overload and the Remnants as well. And 4DR, well, he doesn't have his bottle yet. Storm does, and he has his boots, so get a little bit out farm, plus that First Blood helping out a little bit there.
Yeah, shouldn't Lanaya have an easier time mid early game against the Storm?
I mean, she has the better damage, but she can't really harass as well with the side blades, especially if he gets the Bottle Crow. The biggest thing is that as soon as, if your refraction is down, well, Burrow Strike's going to miss. Howl is used, but in the bottom lane, they're actually going to be able to get a kill. Lice spots him dewarding and goes and kills the old man. But Sweet MC comes in, he's just going to be enfeebling.
I'm curious. That's the second miss that Sand King gets on his stun. I'm not sure what's going on here.
I mean, level 1 Burrow Strike, the range is really, really low.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder why he even goes for it, though. I guess...
I mean, I don't know why... It's one of those things, like, why do you ground target it? Like, maybe you think that you can ground target it to kind of get it a little bit closer, but is it really that big of a difference?
I suppose, yeah.
Well, the thing that what I was going to say is that Storm actually, whenever Refraction's not up, just harasses so much better, and so... I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that TA should have a bit of an edge in this matchup, even though she doesn't have the better harassment. She has more consistent harassment with side blades, as well as the better damage coming out from Refraction, and just one level in side blades means that she's close to the same attack range. I feel like she should be doing better, but I think that DDX, I mean, he's known as a very good mid player. I think this is just straight up outplaying him.
Oh yeah, you can see it on the last hits, 24-11. I don't know if you noticed, but the Bane gave a
the Enfeeble is kind of a pain in the ass, but
yeah,
still. Storm just a very strong laner as well, so. If we're looking at the off lanes here, Clock, he is currently 1-0. What's he got coming out to him? It looks like he's got his own bottle as well as a TP. So this guy is rich, especially after getting that kill on the Coddle. He's already level 5 at 5 minutes, so this is a Clockwork's wet dream, really, just to have this much farm. Usually you're thankful to have this at like 8 minutes, but he has it at 5, so.
He did get a, did he get the, I think he got a kill.
Yeah, he got a kill on Coddle whenever he was dewarding here.
Yeah, that helped.
Yep.
For sure.
Bottom is missing.
Oh, well, Wraith King, he's going to be going for that Hand of Midas, which I think is core on a carry Wraith King. What do you think about that choice?
I guess it goes back to what I was saying earlier. If he does have that space to get farm really quickly, I mean, he comes online, and boy, does he come online. Because that ult, I mean, it's an Aegis for you.
Lice, he's going to be going down here. There's a Burrow Strike as well. Howl is used. Well, he traps him in the cogs, but there's the Burrow Strike, illuminates there. The wolves finish him off. But the arrow comes in, caught by a wolf. You could deny that wolf if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think they were getting tired of how much that Clockwork was getting away with.
Yeah. Well, still, this frees up space for... Or vice versa, never mind.
So the Coddle and the Sand King are sharing the jungle. What do you think about that?
I think you can get away with it just because Coddle's done nothing but stack. So Sand King's kind of been controlling the lanes, and Coddle's quite efficient at stacking because you can just illuminate one of the waves.
Okay.
So say you can illuminate here from this direction.
Oh, nice block by the wolves. Did you see that?
With the hook shot, yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
And then you can attack one camp, so you can actually stack multiple camps at once. So it's pretty nice.
True.
I'm just interested, like, is really shutting down the... Oh, arrow.
Wait.
It's... barely missed.
Man, it would have hit. Had the distance, had the range.
Yep. But what do you think about the dual lane mid just to purely be shutting down TA? Like, yeah, you need to shut her down, but, like, do you really dual lane mid?
You see, it goes back to what we're talking about, the Wraith King. If he has the room, if he can get away with staying up there on his own, why not put the Bane mid? Why not give your mid lane a much bigger boost? if you know you're going to get it.
Tavo's going down, by the way. He gets caught farming with very little health. Gets cleaned up by a rocket flare. Nightmare into arrow as well. And Lanaya, she's manning up here, mid lane. DDX, he manages to get away though. He hit level 6, so manages to zip away.
Yeah.
He has treads and bottle. He's pretty hard to kill right now.
Almost doubling her CS, Templars, that is.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, there's an arrow into a zip as well. There's the pull, and then Bane is there as well with the brain sap. Able to clean it up though is Mirana with that one last right click.
Yeah.
Roaming Bane Mirana, too strong.
Very happy to see Maruchan stepping it up this game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they're really taking control. And when you have two fairly passive supports in the Coddle and tanking, this is really difficult to punish on the side of CNB. Lycan does have the Vlad's finish. He had that finish a little bit ago. We'll see if he decides to go for the farming build with something like the Boots of Travel Necro books, or if he decides to go for the early fighting with the Medallion and the BKB.
So a bit of a situational question. This game, we have a farming Wraith King against a farming Lycan. Which of those two heroes do you think is just better with the farm they're getting early game?
I mean, I guess it depends on the stage of the game. I think a 6-slotted Lycan is scarier than a 6-slotted Wraith King, just because I think that if you can kill the Wraith King once, you can kill him twice.
Yeah.
The thing is that it's an enabler for Wraith King to have his second life every time, and it depends on when the shapeshift is there. Like if Lycan doesn't have shapeshift for the second life, maybe it's a bit even. But I think a Lycan I would favor in the late game, especially because they also have a farming TA who hits quite hard late game as well. But DDX on a Storm is an underrated carry, quote unquote, just because he builds a very large mana pool, and he doesn't usually build straight up damage items like Monkey King Bar and things like that, but he gets a lot of damage just with getting things like a Scythe of Ice and Orchid, a Lincoln Sphere, things that boost his mana pool. I've even seen Scotty on Storm before just to give him that many more stats. And he does a lot of damage even when there's no BKB, and he can outlast even a 10-second BKB. So.
And just how elusive he is. I mean,
he's also just like the best Aegis hero in the game. Maybe besides Invoker, but I think that Storm's a little bit better.
Yeah, if he manages to get out of that, if he manages to get out of an engagement after he dies, it's...
Well, he pops up with full mana, and he can always zip out, and he pops in with like no magic immunity, and he has to be focused, or else he's going to take a hero down. They have dire side advantage this game, so as to be expected, Lycan takes the first tower of the game against Weiss, and he's picked up his power treads. He's happy to be having the lane pushed towards his way for some more experience. So.
Oh yeah, he's got to be happy about that tower. CNB does at least, because so much is going not in their favor.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, for sure. At least currently. So, chalk it up as 1 for 4 as the laning phase starts breaking down. Kingrid, he's here. He's got the Dream Coil if he wants to commit it. He uses it on Zumi, and he cleans up with the silence. DDX zips in to try to get him, but he jaunts down south towards the Ancients and manages to get away
with murder.
So, cheeky play, just staying up by the stairs, out of vision. That's the big advantage of not having auto attack on. And well, Bane gets Nightmared up, and 40R. He's trying to go after Bane here. He has the Refraction as well, has the help from King RD, but there's a TP coming in from Mirana. She just came back alive, but Storm, he zips in, and Baga, well, goodbye.
Oh man, that was a good double stun though.
That was really good, but you can only do so much with that. In the meantime, on the back of the fight, it looks like 40R, he's caught between 3 heroes. This is kind of awkward in a way, and it looks like they're just going to look at each other and then go past. And the Illusion's just harassing Weiss, and now we're going to transition to the Andres Gonzalez standoff in the mid lane.
Because I'm Peruvian?
No, it's because you're... Well, are you Peruvian?
No, I'm Mexican.
I was about to say, no, you're not Peruvian. I thought I knew these things about you.
You do.
Tavo came on to Wraith King, but Wraith King has his ultimate. He doesn't give a fuck, man.
No.
No, he's fine.
No fuck's given, yeah.
I mean, he wants his power treads. That's the only thing he cares about in this
He'll go back in now.
Well, DDX is starting to get really strong here. He's already 2-0. Got 70 last hits at 11.5 minutes. And like... What? Alright, well...
Okay.
Like in Midas, we don't see this too often. Smoke top lane. They're going to be trying to pop the Wraith King ultimate. They should be able to kill him twice here. They do have a Dream Coil if they need it. No mind, but DDX long jump in. Phase shift immediately. They're going to be going on to Ned, but there's the arrow there as well. They're going to burst down the puck. They're going to burst down the Sand King. DDX gets that as well, and Shapeshift Lycan's just like, well, bye team.
And there you see the power of the Wraith King ult.
Oh, man.
Was it like 3 heroes that jumped on him? And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
The rest of his team came up. Yeah.
It just buys so much time.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, you got to think if you're in CNB shoes, you're like, okay, Wraithking's by himself. We can quickly pick him off and then kill him again.
But no.
It's so deceiving. So deceiving, that Wraith King.
What do you think about the armlet pickup? There's a fair amount of burst. So, oh, well, speaking of burst, Epicenter going to be used as well. Puck comes in, secures that with the illusory orb, but Zuni, he's going to be trying to go. He's going to try to leap onto the high ground. DDX has a lot of mana. He's going to be fine against that. So 40R. Looks like he's going to be going for a Blink Dagger. He's saved up 20-50 gold. I don't think he goes for a Hand of Midas, knowing that Lycan's gone for the far. Oh my god, he went for a Hand of Midas.
Radiant's top tower has been destroyed. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh boy. Alright, well, I mean,
Storm's going to have an Orchid. He's going to be able to punish the shit out of him, man.
he is. I mean, what do you do? You're down 3-7. I mean, it's not too bad, but okay. Templar's got to know how stomped she got mid. She's currently 56, and Storm Spirit's on 80. I mean, if CNB can just buy the time that they need to get a few more items up on the cores that they got Midas on, then it works out. But I don't know. Like you said, it could be punished. It should be punished.
I think that I do favor CNB late game just because you do have a true dual core lineup. But still, oh my god, DDX. Yeah. Well, he found a Lycan, he killed a Lycan. And until this Lycan gets a BKB, he's food for that Orchid, which should be done now for DDX, almost.
Once he gets that, I mean, Puck's going to be rendered useless. Doesn't have Blink yet. I wouldn't expect him to, though, but he's close. 400
Puck?
gold.
Yeah, he's decently close. He did pick up phase boots.
Watch out mid.
Yep, Hookshot going to be there, but just for show, and there's the arrow. Going to be airballed as well, but DDX is there. Gets a two-man burrow strike. There's your
Nice.
Legion Orb as well, but Puck, he had to face 50 Johnson the Orb as well in the back of the fight, and Moonlight Shadow is going to be used defensively here. Puck actually did die there, actually. So I thought he just jaunted.
It was looking good when he hit that double burrow strike.
They're all really low. Low on mana as
Had
well.
no follow-up. Not to mention the Clockwork was he had the vantage point. He knew that he can get his team to safety with the cogs.
So CNB are going to go full greed here, and we didn't. I mean, yeah, we were already talking about that, but we didn't really elaborate on that much. I guess most of the time when you see players do this, it's them saying, "We know that we have this late game, so we just want to make sure that if we survive, we have that much more of an advantage." Because they're thinking to themselves, even if we don't go Midases, we're still kind of playing to survive to the late game anyway. So,
right?
I guess they go all in to try to survive for the late game. But the other point of that is like, if you have the late game, like, why take any risks to get there? That's like my idea.
No, you're right. No, I think it's the smartest play you can make. Like you said, you're gonna get there anyway. Might as well have the most you can get out of it. Why would you want to go into the late game with not as much gold as you could?
DDX activated a haste rune here, but Clock, he's going to die immediately, but he goes ahead and he's going to be pulling Puck as well, King RMB. He face shifts the last attack, but the zip is there. One more right click, he's going to be able to get him. His Orchid's going to be delivered to him on the courier. He zips straight to it. And now he has that Orchid to level him, so if he wants to re-engage, there's a Bane here as well. He does have a grip, but the Wolf's going to be harassing him out. So, in the mid-time, Dire's mid tower does go down to the TA and the Coddle.
Yeah, that Storm Spirit did that without his Orchid. I thought for sure he had it going on 3 like that.
Nah, DDX is a man of zero hoots. Wow. Sand King killed Bane. My bad. Just Lycan on the top lane. Gonna get the damage in DDX. He comes up, he just, casual zip right click, and just to show you I mean business. And in the meantime, big item coming up. Big rune. TA picks up a double damage, and TA with a double damage rune is one of the scariest heroes at this stage in the game with a DD. And she picks up a full set of drums, so going full on team fight. And attack speed with the treads as well.
Oh.
Well, spotted by this Observer Ward, gets orchided right away. Is there a meld? In a bit. Well, pops a DD, pops a refraction as well. Puck is there, but DDX is out of mana. The TA trap is going to be slowing him down. And
that could have been TA's demise had it not been for that Puck jumping in and silencing the Wraith King.
Yeah, with the stun.
Yeah, nice play there.
Speaking of Wraith King, he's manning up on Pavo. He has a second life. He doesn't care. Pavo gets gripped. So, I mean, goodbye.
Oh man, good night.
Like, I mean, I know that you want to push a tier 2 tower, you're a Lycan, but, I mean, you have a whole jungle to farm, man. Like, Wraith King's not going to man up on you unless he has his ultimate. Oh, he DC'd. Oh, that's awkward.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. The man is strong in this one, but I guess that's not what it was.
Well.
Well then. I mean, he could still be a man. Can't take that away from him.
So I would say that I'm favoring Maruchan's fighting in the mid game just because they do have the Storm Spirit and the Clockwork, who Clockwork's about to hit level 11, so level 2 hook, and as well as having that Force Staff is going to be helping him out a lot as far as being able to isolate his opponents and not necessarily having to man fight them, such as the Lycan or the TA.
Right.
And Storm does have the Orchid done, so I do favor this mid game team fight, but this Puck has some very crucial counter initiations that have really been saving his team's ass.
That's true.
I think this Puck is really going to be able to carry them.
I hope so. I mean, he has been making some pretty good, pretty life-saving moves. I guess is that enough though? Because what's the Coddle been doing up to now?
He's just been really stacking. He's rushing Aghanims as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have any mana leak. He's actually gone 4 points Chakra Magic, which is just one of the least aggressive things you can do.
That's interesting. I wonder.
I mean, the thing is, you give Sand King 300 mana, it's half his mana pool. You give Puck some mana as well, or the TA. Basically, mana for TA is health, because she just gets 6 refraction charges every 17 seconds. So she's limited by her mana. If she has mana, she basically buys life points, if that makes sense. So that works out, but still, there's no mana leak, which is the big thing.
Could he have just sacrificed 1 point in Chakra to go the mana leak?
I mean, I certainly would have, but I'm not pro, so I don't know.
Game is hard.
Yeah, but Armlet finished now on Wraith King, so his survivability and his team fight ability gets very scary very early on, and not to mention, this is a very good amount of attack speed with the treads and Animize. He has he has a glove of haste in every item here, and the attack speed from the active Armlet. He's hitting pretty hard hitting pretty quickly. But top lane, Orchid may be King R&D, but Ned, he's going to commit the Epicenter as well, but not going to be able to get DDX. DDX is close out of mana though. Switches to his Ent treads. He's got his bottle, he's got his stick as well, and
he's
he'll be
fine.
able to live. So picking off the Puck there. And this is the hero that needs to be concentrated on by DDX. I think if he shuts down the Puck, they can shut down these other heroes, even though they do have the double Midas liability.
He's been making all the space. Also, curious, is only Wraith King the hero that has? Yeah, he's the only hero on Maruchan who's got a hand of Midas. So that's interesting.
Why would you go Midas on Storm?
No, I guess I'm just wondering. I mean, it's just curious to me. Like, I think we have two. What is it? Two.
So Lice on the top lane.
It's just like because so Maruchan are the ones that have to make the game happen early. Like they gotta make sure that they close the door on this because, like you said, CNB can get pretty scary late game.
Well,
so I
PA Trap spotted them out by Roche and Raking. He doesn't have his ultimate. He's gonna go down. Potom goes down as well. They totally forgot they were playing against a TA. There's a slow there. Sweet MC, he's being attacked by wolves now. There's a trap in 5 seconds, but the Burrow Strike is there. The Meld Strike going to be able to clean him up. Lycan actually gets the last hit, so huge oversight there from Maruchan. They had the Sentry Ward here, but did they not see the trap or not clean it up? You could just put it like around this area and you can see the whole Roche pit.
I wonder too. No, I mean I was talking about the Midas. I was rambling about the Midas earlier because something like this happens. You did a lot of damage to the enemy team and you have Midas. So you're gonna go back. You're gonna use your Midas. You're gonna get more gold. You're gonna get further ahead.
Well, some teams prefer to play like the sort of liability style, which is you have better late game and you have better access to the late game and you're going to get there quicker. And some teams just, like, it gets in your head if you're the other team. You constantly feel pressured to, like, all right, it's been 2 minutes and I didn't kill anyone.
Exactly, which is why I wonder, I mean, does Mirana often go Midas, or is that an item not frequently seen on her?
It depends.
Just to kind of counter CNB's Midas. It's just scary when the enemy team
Bottom's a support here. She went a Medallion. They wanted to go early Roche. Like, that's why they picked up the early... That's like what they were trying to do it, because they just picked up the Medallion on Zuni.
I see that. Uh-oh.
Well, the smoke up for Roche.
Do they not see Coddle?
Coddle? What? Just...
It's like one of those deer cut in the headlights kind of deals.
It's just...
Where he's like,
Is that a team?
That's not me.
Well, they were smoking up to contest Roche, and it was spotted by this observer ward. So Roche was retreated, and they turned it into a gank anyway. So Coddle, he's still halfway to the Aghanims though, so that'll be helping out. Well, Puck, he was using that image rune, waiting for the time to strike, and the time is now. They're going to go on Sweet MC with the Dream Coil. Actually, he's alive with a Brain Sap. He's gripping 40R on the backside of the fight. Storm manages to clean up Puck, and there's a buyback as well. Or sorry, he cleans up Marana. Meld Strike going to be able to clean up Bane though. And there's a buyback coming in from Sanking. Gets a double Burrow Strike. There's a Clockwork from the background. Does he have a hook shot? No, he doesn't, but he has his Force Staff. But 40R doing absolute work, even under the Enfeeble. Wraith King Ultimate is there. And Lice, he's going to be able to use the cogs to block them off. Are they going to go for it? The blink on the Sand King, though, he just got it. He bought back. Remember, Ned really wants to get a lot out of this hand. Mana Leak, finally he has a point in it. And now he's, well, I mean, I guess he just has a lot of mana. He's just going to walk anyway. But still, overall in that fight, I think... I don't know. I don't actually know who I favor. I would say that's a pretty even fight. If anything, I favor MC just because Sand King did have to buy back there.
Yeah, I suppose. But at the same time, I mean, CNB's got to be happy with that. They didn't lose too many heroes, and they're trying to get to the late game, so...
Oh, Lycan went Armlet. This has been... So back when, like, Auk had his ultimate nerfed that stopped giving him health or strength,
yeah.
People have started going Armlet on before they started playing with the support, and now people kind of do that on Lycan, now that his ult doesn't give the bonus health.
Right, he got the nerf on that.
Yeah, what is your opinion on that? Like,
I mean,
instead of going
on
for
the
something
nerf
like
itself,
just a heart.
Or the pickup of the armlet.
The pickup of the armlet.
I mean, like you said, it gives him the health. And if you can get away with pushing a lane and then running away, you deceive the other team into thinking that you're a little squishier than you really are. You pop the armlet, you get away. Unless they have enough lockdown, which they do, I think. They got the Bane, they got Marana, if they can land the arrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Clockwork making the decided pick up bottom lane. Yep, DDX was going to go on to Tavo, but doesn't have the burst to take him down. Going to be finding himself a hasten for his troubles, and pretty close to that Black King bar. Meanwhile, Clockwork, he did hook onto Coddle though, but he had friends, so
arrow.
he forced Saps away. And
no follow-up on it though.
I'm just going to sit there like a stunned old man. Give me mana. Okay, so TA's picked up a Yasha here. Which is going to be for a Manta style. More often than not, you're not usually going to see Sanj and Yasha, and you're even less than that going to see a casual Yasha. So
right.
What do you think about going for a Manta style to take care of things such as the Orchid instead of going for a BKB?
I mean, it's what you should do, I think. I think that's a wise play.
Because Maruchan has the disable through the BKB anyway, so like, what does it really do? Like Clockwork Hook and Fiend's Grip all go through BKB?
Right, yeah, I think that's the best item she could have picked up. Also...
You can Manta dodge arrows and Wraithfire Blast as well.
It's true. You might want to look at the gold and XP graph.
I mean, I almost never look at those. It's actually been quite rocky as far as XP.
Yeah, but I mentioned it because now it's going to be really scary for MC. You got to look at how much.
All Moonlight Shadows use BKB pop from Tavo, but the Fiend's Grip is there. Do they have the burst to take him down? His armlet is used, and he's going to try to turn and fight. But Bane nightmares himself for some reason, and there's a Burrow Strike coming in. The Epicenter was committed. Tavo, he's manning up. He's going to be able to get the Clockwork. He gets the double kill, but Wraith King's manning up as well. He has his armlet. He has his ultimate as well. Wraithfire Blast is there. It's actually just going to hit on Baga. Is Tavo going to turn around? There's the Wraithfire Blast, and they're going to be using the Epicenter to commit. Still, Burrow Strike is there. And what an amazing turnaround from CNB there from the gank. DDX comes in.
DDX picks him off.
But he's 10-0. If he dies right now, he's going to be giving away a lot of gold. And if that goes to TA, which it does, he gets Storm 1350 gold.
This is that
That's a
turning point.
Manta style. Oh my gosh.
That's where those Midases do bite you in the butt if you let them get away with that.
TA has Treads, Drums, Midas. Her attack speed is ridiculous, and she hasn't even gone for a truly defensive item. Manta style, arguably defensive, but still gives you a lot of damage as well. I mean, if she goes and picks up something like a Desolator right now, I think she probably goes straight for Daedalus, but if she does something like that...
I was looking forward to Maruchan just, bringing it to him, bringing it to CNB. They're being really aggressive early on. And you'd think then when you see CNB pick up those two Midases, you say, guys, let's not take the foot off the pedal. But It just seems like they did. And
I think it hasn't really been intentions, but just execution. Like, they go to gank someone, and then all of a sudden the whole team's there, and it's really less of that and just more the reactions, and the way to play this style from CNB has been flawless. And like mentioned in the draft, Puck is definitely going to have to go for Eul's Scepter this game, and she's going to. And if you have a Blink Eul's on a Puck, they're pretty much unkillable between that, Phase Shift, Blink, and Illusory Orb. So see all those top plays of Pucks getting away, just never being able to be killed. They always have this item, so
oh yeah, that
going to be
combination.
picked up on King RD.
Blink and Yules.
Dyer's bottom tower
They're probably
is
going to work
under
towards the
attack.
Scythe of Ice afterwards. They don't really need the lockdown too much just yet, because they really only have to worry about Storm. He's going for
Right.
a BKB anyway. But the map control play,
Yeah, by Puck.
picking up the early gem. This is one thing that I love too as well, is when teams pick up an early gem like this on an elusive hero, even if a support buys it, just because the power of losing wards between 30 and 40 minutes is unparalleled. You do so much with map control at the speed at which you farm the map.
Yeah, especially when you have room to cover. Like when you know you have to get some space back, and it's crucial. And now they're gonna start losing that vision.
Yeah.
That's a nice play. Very nice play by Puck.
So Sand King's going to be working towards that Veil of Discord. Pretty standard pickup there. Also definitely going to be helping out with the Coddle and the Puck's magic damage, which that's most of it. They were looking for the jungle, but now there's going to be a Blink Burrow Strike onto the Wraith King. He's silenced. He's got his ultimate though, so he'll be fine here. He's going to be popping it as well. Gem is dropped immediately.
Gem.
Let's see if they can pick it up. Oh, it is picked up by Sand King, but he's going to go down. Now the gem's going to be instantly fed. So now the response from Maruchan is looking really good. TA, she gets Orchid, but she manages it off right away. But now she's fighting 3 heroes, but no, Tavo comes in with the BKB. TA, she doesn't get away. Lycan is going to be able to kill the Wraith King, and the gem is dropped again. DDX, he zips up to the high ground. Bane is there. He's there with the grip, and he's getting focused by Wolves. Vice is there. He's going to be able to cog him in, and there's the arrow. Brain Sap is there. Enfeeble. God, he hits so hard. Are you kidding me? Oh my God! At least he doesn't have a blade mode just yet. And, well, that's a team wipe from Maruchan, with everyone surviving and barely any health.
He got a little too greedy. He went in there, I guess, thinking he could pick off the rest of the heroes when he was alone, but just didn't work out for him.
Yeah. Well, back and forth game. We're looking at, I mean, the gold graph is to be expected very far in the lead of CNB, dipping down a little bit. The EXP graph has not gotten past 7,500. Speaking of which, Puck finds a solo kill, commits a Dream Coil. Always worth it to do that.
You gotta be happy about that.
So.
Yeah, I mean the XP graph's been pretty even, but the gold graph for sure mostly going in favor of the Radiant.
When you have double Midas, it makes sense.
DM.
Plus also TA got that Beyond Godlike streak from DDX, and well now DDX has the gem. Storm a very good gem carry. Probably going to be looking for his own Scythe of Ice. Normally what we see on the Storm pickups here. I'm just interested in when they try to go for Roche again. Last time it really backfired on them, even though they have a really good Roche lineup, because as soon as DDX has that Aegis, well, your team fight gets exponentially stronger.
Yeah. So you think the clear carrier for the Aegis should be the Storm and not the Wraith King?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And
okay.
Like I mentioned, 40R not going to be going for the Death Slayer, going to be going straight for the Daedalus. So doing a lot of damage pretty early on, especially with the Howl buff up. And Tavo, he's going to be going for the base breaking item. He's going to be going for the Assault Cuirass.
Ooh,
so bottom lane. Yep. Find a solo pick off onto the Sand King. That's what Storm does.
The Puck, the one pushing top. You'd think he'd be like him.
He has Blink Yules. You can't kill him. Well, Tavo actually pops his ultimate. Sacred Arrow going to be splitting the wickets. So.
Okay, pinging the Dire. I mean,
yeah, they're pinging Roche. Let's see if they can. They did clear out the TA traps, so both teams just playing very carefully. I think the burden is still on Maruchan, though. They really need to get things done. Like, they cannot afford to be playing passively.
And the towers are all up except for one on CNB's end. I mean, you'd think that they would have lost more towers given that they're going double Midas. Just, you know.
Well, this is a hero killing team. This is not a tower killing team. Clockwork doesn't kill towers. I mean, Storm doesn't kill towers, really. Like, Sacred Arrow doesn't work on towers.
When the reason to play this game is to destroy the throne. So when you do pick off the heroes, you got to think, let's get something else. Let's get the towers. But
Oh, it is
They're so
pretty
kind.
hard with a Coddle, who has now finished up the Aghanim Scepter. How many times have you gotten to cast an Ag's Coddle?
This is the first time.
Oh yeah, it's your third professional casted game ever.
And I'm loving every minute of it.
Oh really? Man,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
having to wear earbuds under my headphones, right? Because otherwise it like echoes like all hell and it sounds terrible. And this shit's so uncomfortable. It's oh my god, it's like having. Alright, I'm not gonna go on to it too much because I get to do this and I like doing it.
Yeah, I mean, do what you gotta do, man.
But
I respect you.
man, my ears
But-
just hurt after like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
RUFF rough.
Okay,
Well.
so the Storm Spirit pick. Okay, I think he's going for the Scythe of Ice here. He's got the ultimate orb.
Yeah, he's definitely going for the Scythe of Ice. So, I mean, that's so standard. He's not going to go for Lincoln's. What does Lincoln's help you with?
Oh yeah, and even though he has the gem, I mean, most of the warding's going on by CNB right now. They're starting to. Well, I guess that they're even on wards, but
It clears out all the TA traps, which is nice. And
That's true.
Storm's a hard hero to kill, but still, I mean, at this point, I feel like DDX is just saying like, "Hey team, we got to do things," and Maruchan's like, "Nah, I need to farm. I need my BKB." He actually forgoes it and goes for a blink. Or no, he did finish up the BKB and went ahead and went for a blink as well. And Clock's like, I don't know. I feel like they're just giving CND
There they
way
go.
too much space.
Mid.
So DDX, he's going to be going on to King R&D, and, well, when it's 4 heroes, you should not be able to survive that, especially when you have the Orchid. And,
Oh no.
yeah. They need to be bursting him down before he gets the Yules off, because if he gets the Yules off, he gets the time to be able to blink away, and then you don't kill the puck, so.
And he's gone and converging on top.
Yep,
the
there's a
dire.
trap set. Fiend script. Ah, but man,
Oh,
he doesn't have a
oh,
blink
wow.
dagger. He's
Dodge.
gonna be recalled though. Shit's broken.
That's also a clever
Dyer's
play.
top tower is
Using
under
that Coddle
attack.
to his full potential.
And that's the best part about having Coddle with a split pusher team is not only do you keep all your towers alive, but you
Oh,
keep
wow.
all your split pushers safe. And Lanaya, she actually does end up going for a
Watch
BKB.
mid.
Yep, BKB. Oh wow. DDX is gonna be able to get another pick off on the Sand King. It's really only been Sand King and Puck that he's been able to pick off though. Moonlight Shadow is gonna be used. So Clockwork going to be trying to take advantage of this. It looks like he wants to go. Oh, but he missed the hook.
Did he know that? Do you think the Coddle knew he was there? That was a.
No, that was just dumb luck, I think.
I guess so. He made that sharp turn to the right for some reason, and he dodged.
I mean, sometimes you just walk that way, man. I'm being serious.
I mean, yeah, you can't argue with you there. We saw it right there.
I mean, that's what he did. That was a time. So sometimes.
Are we gonna see a man fight bottom?
Are we gonna see a man fight bottom? It looks like it.
It's not really a man fight if you bring your 2 dogs with you. I mean, it's
Oh
not really
wow. They both brought their purple boxing gloves at least.
fair. For sure, Wraith King puts lead in his. That's what kings do.
I thought he would just put pure gold and the tears of peasants.
He does have the Midas.
And he blinks
Anyway.
into trees. Alright, let's just spend the rest of the time watching him. He switches
Okay,
his
we're-
treads, he stuns a creep, gets some CS.
That's unfortunate.
Easiest
There he
CS
goes.
of his life. Trap is lane, top lane though. Sweet MC, he's got his Force Staff now. He's ready to grip someone if they overstay their welcome. You actually Force Staff gets out of the trees. And the
Oh.
Epicenter are going to be used from Ned. Dream Coil committed as well. Zuni, he leaps and he pops it away, but Tavo, he just clicks on Marana, gets bored and tries to run past, but now, oh my god, Racing comes in and dies instantly. YC hook shots in. You see if they're going to be able to get it. They get the like and they get a 2-man cog, but Clockwork, he goes
Nothing
down
can be
immediately
done.
even after the Blade Mail. DDX is coming in. He's going to be able to get a double kill off the top of this, but now TA pops her BKB. She's hitting so hard right now with that Crystallis. And there's a TA trap to slow the Wraith King. He does not have his ultimate. Puck is there as well. Going for a Shiva's guard, but now he has more mana.
Yeah, that fight, I think it's deceiving. I think it could have gone a lot better for Maruchan, but the cogs kept the Wraith King away from hitting the Lycan. Or was it the Lycan that was under the Bane ult?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he could have gone down a lot faster than he did, but the Wraith King was outside of the cogs for too long.
Well, now there's a Scythe of Ice done on Storm, so these pickoffs are gonna get a lot scarier.
Okay, so I was worried about Maruchan a bit earlier, but now it seems like they might be more evenly matched.
I'm still worried about them, man. Look at the net worth. TA has 20k, Lycan has 18k. They're both 25% ahead of their lane counterparts, really, or playing counterparts.
Yeah, that is definitely true. It's just the team fights happen, and afterwards you're like, okay. I mean, Maruchan, did they just outplay CNB, or why did they not get just completely decimated? I think they still have a shot at this. They just got to make sure they really got to get rid of some of those towers on CNB's side. That's one thing they got to do.
At the very least, whenever a team fight is won, it usually almost always means Roche for them. So that's nice,
Yeah.
and they get those towers, and well, it is money in the bank, as we mentioned in that last series.
I will say, if 10 minutes go on and they're still like this, they're still kind of cooped up on their side of the map, and they can't take more towers, it is going to look very scary for them.
Well, because if you win a team fight when you're behind on towers, like that advantage just skyrockets whenever you do get to claim the towers that you were missing. So,
Right.
well, Courier going to deliver a Scythe of Ice up to. I just wanted to look at this Courier. It's so cute, the Snell. I remember I traded it for something. I think I traded it for my Invoker here. I kind of miss it though.
Oh no. Whatever, you can't regret that. It's Invoker hair.
Oh, it's sexy. Well,
think
DDX
it's go
uses
time.
a Remnant to spot Roche. Looks like we're going to have our next big fight here. The Wraith King ultimate is back up. He actually blinks, goes on to Vaga as well. The
Man.
Bursts are going to buying some time. There's a zip from the storm. I don't know exactly where it is. And they use Moonlight Shadow right away.
Dyer's middle
Band just
tower
brain
is
taps to
under
creep casually.
And I don't think CNB know about this the sheep stick.
They should know.
Did he show himself with it?
I'm pretty sure he just showed himself. And
Okay. If they did have the time to click on him, then yeah, they definitely would have seen it.
well, I mean, you see him with the ultimate orb, and you assume that he's going to be building a sheep. So
Yeah.
Wraith King is spotted out by this Radiant Observer ward in the Dire Woods, so they know they have a little bit of time here. But the TA trap is there as well. See, there's a set of Dire Observer wards, and neither team really wants to get in the Roche pit because whoever loses the fight in Roche is going to have a harder time. But now TA, she has a Daedalus. She's not going to have buyback for this fight, but a TA with a Daedalus hits incredibly hard, especially against these squishier heroes such as Bane and Mirana.
The Midas paying dividends. I mean, that's where you really see it shine.
Yeah, she started off, what, like 0-2, and now she's 6-2, something like that?
Yeah, man. And the Daedalus now on her.
Yep, DDX.
Ooh.
He has a haste rune. It looks like, oh, but they
the
recall
arrow.
Lycan right away. There's a hookshot Baga. He's going to go down immediately, but 40R, he just absolutely annihilates heroes in the background. Storm Spirit dies right away. And just look at the physical damage. Look at the meld. Look at the Psyblades on the Bane. There's the
Incredible.
stun, but oh my gosh, 40R.
Oh, they're
He's
melting.
going to get a triple kill. He's going to get an ultra kill. Oh, but they don't get it. The Rampage is going to be stolen by Ned.
kill.
Man.
Yeah, Hal was there as well. TA with a Daedalus, yeah, she does a lot of damage.
God, that is so scary to go up against. I mean, the lonely buyback.
I mean, he doesn't have his ultimate,
Tower is under attack.
and this is just a disadvantage of a carry that depends on their ultimate. Like, you just can't fight, and now the tower's going down because you're against the Lycan who has an assault cuirass. Look at these towers melt. There's not even a Desolator on this
No.
team.
Dyer's middle barracks
What
is
towers?
down. Dyer's middle
Wait, there
barracks
used to
is
be
down.
racks here?
Yeah, that's I don't believe that.
Well,
Right from that fight, man.
Dyer's
It's
top tower
all
is
going
falling.
downhill.
it really happened when
Dyer's top
DDX
barracks
walked
are
in
under-
and he just
Dyer's
got
top
bursted
barracks have
right
fallen.
away.
Dyer's top
I didn't
barracks
catch
have
that on the
fallen.
cam, but 40R just pretty much bursted DDX and he didn't have buyback. Otherwise, if he buys back, he zips into that fight, maybe it's completely different, but he didn't have it.
Yeah, perhaps so. Oh,
Well, Puck now has a Shiva's Guard as well, so whenever Puck blinks into Initiate, now everyone's going to be slowed from the Shiva's Guard. Definitely going to be helping the TA keep up with everyone.
yeah.
Long
DDX try
zip
to
in
get on
from
that puck.
40R. He catches Ned, but they're going to be blinks away, and Coddle's going to be going ahead and recalling him. In the meantime,
It's so unfortunate. There was so much time being bought by that Storm Spirit, but they just couldn't capitalize.
yeah, DDX, certainly the star of this game, but still, you lead. Who cares if you're leading the kill score if you don't have the farm? And, well, when you have 2 minuses, that's what's going to happen, especially when you're going 2 minuses and you go 10-2.
I wonder, you think it would have made any difference if Mirana got a Midas to just try to, give herself a little boost? If the enemy team is going to have 2 minuses, do you want to have one? so your team can at least fall back onto that as well.
No,
Or
I
do you
think
it's
that
just a
Bottom
non-
is just a really good aggressive hero. So, in the instance that you go minus and try to surrender and fight it late game, like you know that you don't have it better late game. I would say trying to fight it head on is good. And the only reason you really want to go minus on the Wraith King is just so you get level 11 really early.
Yeah. That I can see.
Well, Lycan buys a full heart. Now with the armlet, he can just keep it on forever if he really wants to. He's going to be very hard to bring down, not to mention the damage. So, he's basically 6-slotted. Ah, you dropped from Skype.
Gotta be looking even scarier.
Are you back?
I'm back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was just saying he must have looked like a monster before. I don't know what he could look like now, but it's got to be scarier than before.
I mean, you can look at him. He's a pig. Well, there's a counter
scary,
situation
though.
with the epicenter. There's going to be the Fiend's Grip as well, and Lycan his DKB goes down. Oh, but the Wraith King goes down. He has his ultimate though. Pavo, he's trying to man up onto DDX, and God, there's so much damage. The shapeshifter there as well, but the Wraithfire Blast secures the kill. Gem is lost as well. So in the meantime, that is a 2-for-1. But Botrax, I mean, do you like having towers?
lane.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you saw how much they were struggling to kill that little pig.
Yeah, and TA picked up a full butterfly. Oh my God, she actually just one-shot of that guy.
Oh boy. Yeah, I guess I was looking forward to Maruchan showing us some good Dota. They certainly fought hard. I just wish they would have kept on that momentum they had early game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to be going to getting into the game 2. It's a 2-game series, not a best of 3 or anything, so